Okay, babes, the Culture and People podcast is here. Today we have Phil. So Phil, in a few sentences, tell us who you are and what you do.
So I'm Phil Gerbyshak, and I work with salespeople and people who need to think like salespeople to increase their bottom line, make more sales, have more real conversations, and really stand out as they are from everybody else around them.
So people who should think like salespeople. So then technically all of us.
Yeah, well,
I think with you.
Well, I think so, right? And I mean that because here's the thing, right? We're either selling ourselves, we're selling ideas, or we're selling projects. We're always in sales. Most of us forget that, right? Because if a sale doesn't happen, if we don't get somebody to do at least green, or at least yellow light our idea, we don't get to do anything. And if they don't green light us, we don't get paid. And I think that's why a lot of people get laid off and why a lot of people get frustrated in their jobs too. And why a lot of people don't achieve their full potential because they don't realize they have to sell, right? You have to kind of get people on board, right? Bring them along with you. I don't care how smart you are. And I suffered from being super smart and super non-inclusive and super non-salesy in the beginning of my career. And as soon as I flipped that switch and flipped it over to be a sales guy, now life is better.
Yeah. And here's the thing, guys, on the show, a lot of the listeners, Phil, are either in the people operations space or HR, even people leaders. And so I think all of us could listen up really, really intently here to what Phil has to say, because we're all in sales in one way or another. So this is why I'm so excited for you to be on here. So what is the best thing for you? Because I do believe that you strongly influence the people and culture space in the organizations that you work with. So what's the best thing about that for you?
About influencing them or about the space itself?
I don't know. Either one.
Okay.
Go for it.
Well, yeah. So as far as influencing that, right, I love the fact that I get to learn from all angles. So not only do I get to influence, but I also get influenced. So I learn from a lot of angles, and I love to meet a bunch of people. And when it comes to the space itself, right, there's only two things that matter when it comes to sales, right? It's people, the people you work with, the people you sell to, the people that, that are influenced by you, if you will. And then the culture of that means that's the fit, right? That's what you're saying internally. Those are the people that you're hiring. Those are the people you're choosing to work with. Those are the people that you're promoting. Those are the ways that you're helping shape that, not because everybody has to think alike. I want to be really clear. It's not what I mean. But by that, I mean, it's the values that you have, that you live every day. That's your culture. So a brand is your external culture. It's what people see if they don't work with you. Your culture is your brand internally, what happens to get people to come along. And if you combine those two, it's almost like Ghostbusters. When you cross the streams, you can even blow up the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. It's pretty cool.
Oh my God. Okay. You guys, I've known Phil for like 15 years and you always make me laugh when we're together. So here's what I love about what you said is that I look at culture of an organization as the outcome of our daily habits and behaviors. And the overlay then between brand and culture is the brand. You can run a really slick ad, but really what people are looking for are the daily habits and behaviors, and what they think about your brand is the outcome of that.
Yeah, for sure. Right. And I would add to that, brand, just real quick. And that is, it's what other people say about you, not what you say about you, that matters. Right. Big thing, to your point. Yeah. Anybody can, on Fiverr for $10, you can get somebody to make a really slick banner. That is not your brand. Okay. Because nobody's saying that. If you're invisible, nobody's saying that. It's what people say about you when you're not around, what they say about you, not what you say about you. I mean, you started, right? You certainly can influence that, but you don't have the final say.
Same for organizations. You say you want your culture to be, let's say, innovative, which everybody wants that word.
Yeah.
But if you're operating daily, your habits and behaviors are the exact opposite of innovative. Good luck. Good luck getting that.
Yeah. Well, same with inclusion, right? I mean, if you're recruiting in the same spots you always have, and you say we're committed to inclusion, you're not really committed to inclusion. You're committed to the idea of inclusion. I get that, right? But I'm going to tell you, right? You're not going to go to the same place you've always gone and gotten the same people and then expect things to be different. You have to change, right? Maybe you have to go recruit at some historically Black colleges if you want more people of color, right? You might have to say, okay, well, hey, there's different things we could do, right? Different networking groups, different things other than the same old chamber of commerce that we've always had that is the same all the time with the same leaders. And now it's their kids instead of the people that started the chamber.
Oh my gosh. And what's even funnier about that is that's how you and I met each other, is serving on a group chamber in Milwaukee. So
but we blew that up, right? That was the thing, right? We had the freedom to say, we're not going to be like every other chamber organization. In fact, I would tell you that's probably why they shut us down, Anna. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I do. I agree. I agree. All right, peeps. So let's keep going. We got so much to do. This might be a two-parter, Phil, because we have so much awesome things to say.
Sure.
But I'm hearing from other leaders that engaging employees is difficult. I know that you've been on this front line, either inside organizations or outside as a consultant and coach. So what do you think about that? What are your thoughts?
Well, it's difficult, but it's not hard. And by that, I mean, it takes work. This is no check the box, right? I don't have a list of 10 things here that says, here's the 10 things you do to influence your employees and engage them. That's not how employee engagement works. Employee engagement is a one-on-one game. You have to understand what each employee wants, needs, and values so that you can give that to them. But that means that you're going to try a bunch of different things and recognize that if you have 10 people on your team, this thing might engage 3 of them. This thing might engage 2 of them. This thing might only engage you. And all of those things are okay, but you have to understand there is no one size fits all. So it takes more time, more effort, and more work. Yes, work. You have to do the work. You have to put in the effort. You got to sweat a little bit. You got to make it happen because frankly, it isn't magic, right? Again, there's no 10-point checklist for employee engagement other than starts with 1, give a crap about each person on your team, no matter what, no matter how different from you they are, no matter how different from everybody they are, you have to give a crap about each one because each one is very different. So yeah, takes more time, but the more work you put in, the better the outcome is. And I think that's the joy of employee engagement. That's the joy of really leading people the way that they want to be led, which often is the way that you were never led in, because we fall into that, much like parenting. We fall into traps of doing things that did for us, even if they didn't get the right results, because that's the way we learned. So that means as a leader, we have to unlearn the crap and start doing the good stuff.
And guys, here's why this is so cool is that I would love to see all these strategic thinkers who are in leadership of organizations, and I'll give them credit to say they probably do have a lot of strategic thinking, then apply that to the unique effort that it takes to actually engage the humanity, the talent that works for you. And this is another parallel to sales, Phil, is that sales is a numbers game. And what you exactly said is you have to do a lot of things to engage people because they want different things. And so you may have some overlap, but it is a numbers game. You can't just think there's one training, there's one tool that you're going to buy that is going to be the difference maker. It's not going to work.
Yeah. Not only that, but then you have to follow that up with coaching.
Yes.
You have to follow that up with reinforcement. You have to follow that up with rewards and recognition and helping that. Sometimes it may not perfectly move the needle as fast as you'd like, right? It doesn't always contribute directly to your bottom line this month, this quarter, but it will over time absolutely contribute to your bottom line. But if you just focus on this month or this quarter, yeah, you're right. It doesn't work. It sucks. Too bad. Let's do something else. But no, this is a long-term strategy. Like this is a big choice. Having a culture takes time. I mean, even in the refrigerator, the mold on my bread doesn't grow overnight. It takes time. And it looks like nothing is happening for weeks and weeks and weeks. And then boom, holy crap, the whole thing is moldy. Well, your culture and your organization is much the same. It's made up of people that you might not see an external change. They might still dress the same. They might come to work the same, but suddenly, poof, what happened there? Because we watch them every single day, but they do change. And we have to be patient with that because when it happens, it's almost like magic, except you put in the work, you had the raw ingredients, and then you put it in the right environment. You put it in the fridge so that now it turns out beautifully.
I love it. I love it. And I feel like you've already given us quite a bit of advice in that last section, knowing that there are not just the 10 things we need to do for employee engagement or culture and people.
Yeah.
But I would like to say, what advice do you have for organizations who say, especially during now with COVID, I do want to advance our culture or our people strategy?
Well, first, start with defining what that means. Don't just go out there and say, I want a better culture. No. What does that really mean? What are those values? And then how will that be displayed? And then how will I reward and recognize those that do it? And how will I performance improve out those that don't fit within that culture, those that don't have it? And this time is an interesting time because, results at all costs, sometimes that does work because it's luck. Now, though, I really believe our customers really want us to be even more human, even more empathetic, even more personal with them, not personalized. I want to be clear here. This is so often what happens. We mail merge and we put their first name, Dear Phil. I don't feel special with that. In fact, if you mail merge mine, right, my legal name is Philip. If you mail merge Dear Philip, I'm going to know you don't really know me.
Right.
And that's going to backfire. And I say that because often that's what we do, right? We get a Excel spreadsheet of everybody's information, and we might randomize the words a little bit. But
okay, Phil, we're killing it. So I'm going to pause us and we're going to do a part 2. Okay.
Yeah. Part 2.
We're going to come right back.